Out comes the army on the nuke!
What going on here with the silence?
The questionable decision making. Gets help from his teammates.
Yeah, he might go down, but he might be paying for that. As he got a little bit overconfident and overstayed his welcome. Body Hunter could have been absolutely assaulted by all that is huge. But three people on Horizon are suffering from DOT.
Frag off of the jump pad rotation. Nikki's gonna fall for it and immediately gets collapsed.
No, I think that's
this
a
is
game
not
right
good.
there.
That's a double kill. Now stays in a very bad situation. He actually managed to find the total the same as mine that we've talked about in the pregame. He's in such a bad situation right now, and he's taking so much damage. He might be able to make a double here. He actually does.
Oh my God.
And he
Oh, the
finds
dream.
it, and now he's
going now. He's getting taken out. Island knows he's running.
What? No way. Oh my god,
Cat.
you actually got that.
What
That
an
is so...
amazing bait. Pat, what is that?
Hello everybody and welcome to the Awesomenauts Scrim Show, where you can see some competitive Awesomenauts between very skillful players. And and if you missed yesterday Ronimo's stream, yesterday Awesomenauts Rumble made a trailer of a tournament, a Scolder tournament 1v1. So let's check it out, that trailer. We're having some technical difficulties, so let's wait like 1 second. It's really quick. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the Scolder 1v1 tournament, and I hope you sign in. With me, I have the wonderful and the legendary caster and pro player Awesomenauts. Slowolf, how are you doing, my man?
I'm doing fine. I think that you have a bit of a misnomer going on, though. Pro player might be stretching it a little bit, especially when I'm sitting on the same casting crew as yourself, Body Hunter. But thanks. It's good to be here. It's actually a bit of a surprise to be here, of all things, but I'm excited to get into some games. Just a quick couple of plugs. I know that we have some social media, so Body Hunter, if you could go into that a little bit, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah. So if you scroll down a little bit, you can see our our social media: Twitter, Steam, Discord, where you can join. You can if you follow Twitter, you can see updates. If you go Discord, you can you can interact with some of the community members and make some friends. So make sure you check it out.
And speaking of Discord, I just want to quickly mention this. We'll go into more detail after the first game, but there is indeed a Scrim portal, which, again, we'll go into detail a little bit later. But the Scrim portal itself is a pretty fantastic place if you want to get started with some competitive Awesomenauts. So go ahead and check out that Discord as well. Get started with the community if you feel interested. With that said, though, we do need to get into our first game. So how about we go ahead and check out that very first draft? And there's a reason why Mr. Pillow is not going to be casting today, and it's largely because he's in this first game. Honestly, it's an interesting batch of drafts. Body Hunter, if you could go through the draft, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, I'll do, my good man. So, first ban, we can see the first ban, red team ban no, then the blue team ban Durple, and red team, the second ban, we can see a penny ban, then blue team then banned Vinny as a second ban. So this is awkward, but red team actually went first pick deadlift. I believe that these matches were played before the nerfs, so I think so deadlift was still pretty strong. So yeah, to counter match your deadlift, blue team went for Genji first pick and Lux second pick. Red team went for the second pick Leon. Last ban for red team Chucho. The last ban for blue team Swiggins. And the last pick for red team Voltar. And the last pick for blue team Rocco.
These are some interesting lineups. The red team seems to be built on a pretty typical, Holy Trinity style thing, where you got the tank, you got the deeps, and you got the healer. And by their powers combined, you can beat the raid boss. But in all seriousness, it's a very melee-heavy type of team because 2/3 of it being as close range as it is, but because they have access to lunge and tongue, they have lots of other engagement options. And with deadlift, just in general, that's a very tanky team, and that's pretty dangerous. With that said, though, the blue team, high on DPS, lots of good support with the Genji, and Jimmy can absolutely brawl with the best of them, so long as he's able to kind of get the drop on somebody. What do you think about these two teams, Body Hunter?
I think this is gonna be an interesting match, because I never seen this matchup before. Leon, deadlift, Voltar. So I guess I'm just guessing that deadlift is just gonna jump on them, and Voltar just there to heal them up. And I think blue team are gonna try. I think the main thing on blue team is Genji and Lux, and Rocco's just gonna do that poke work. So yeah, I think this is gonna be really interesting because I never saw a draft like this.
Neither have me, and neither have I. I've seen deadlift once or twice in other tournaments. Every time the deadlift has been in a game, it's been a disaster for the opposite team. So we'll have to see if that ends up being true in this one. But if you are ready to get started with this match, right. There is one thing that I am missing, however. Body Hunter, I haven't been exactly a regular on this show, and I had to stop myself for a minute there. You can bet, can't you?
Yeah, exactly. You can bet. You can type who's gonna win the game. If you type, if you think red team is gonna win, you can type red on the chat. Or if the blue team is gonna win, you can type blue. And if you type correctly, you're gonna have a chance to win a giveaway at the end of the match.
Which is obviously pretty sweet. So, who do you think's gonna win? Red team, or is it gonna be blue team? You guys place your bets right away. And what do you think, Body Hunter?
I think red team is gonna win just because they have a deadlift. I'm sorry. I believe in Genji though, in Cocoon Genji's and Lux late game. So let's see.
Yeah, I'm just to be the opposite side of your, just to be on the opposite side. I'm gonna pick blue, but I gotta agree with you. Deadlift is an absolutely scary thing to bet against at this stage of the game. So with that said, I'm at the 12-second mark. Are we ready to go?
Yeah, we're ready to go.
All right, on your mark then.
3, 2, 1, go.
And here we are on Ribbon 4. It's got a bounce pad in the middle. It's historically been seen as the worst thing ever invented. On the red team, you got E double playing your deadlift. You've got Yambo playing your Leon, and then finally Yas playing your Voltar. Blue team, you got YOLO playing your Jimmy, / Amy in this case. Triggerfinger's going to be playing your Rocco, and finally Mr. Pillow playing the Genji. And things are already off to a very interesting start for both of these teams, as YOLO barely managed to get out of that brawl with his life. Basic items already picked up, and some very interesting ones at that. Sweat Wow Band for extra regen. We got Tongue Stretcher. Bombshell. Both ranks already being picked up by this Voltar, which is a thing I hadn't even considered. Range on Genji, AoE on the Rocco, and Danger Pins by Amy here. How do you feel with these item pickups right now?
I think what Red Team is trying to do is tongue into the mine, and the mine does a pretty sweet damage. It's like 600 damage, if I call correctly.
You are absolutely correct.
So yeah, I think, especially with Leon Long Tongue, I think, and that just happened. They tongue into mine, and Genji's dead. 2 versus 3. But Lux immediately charged Deadlift to a trade. So 1v1 trade, not bad. It favors blue team because they have more late game.
That's true. They also got the kill second, but with no numerical disadvantage in terms of level size, there wasn't much of a swing back or rubber banding effect to be had there. That mine does do a lot of damage, but I gotta wonder if they were just gonna do this with Voltar, why didn't they choose Yuri?
Because I think with the deadlift, we just Voltar died there. But
yeah,
I think with Voltar has way more healings than Yuri. So I think Red Team was like thinking, I think we need more support more than offense. So Voltar is more their support character. Then, although these drones do a lot of damage, Voltar is more a supportive way, especially with the healings. So I think and especially with the tongue into mine, I think Voltar was a better choice than Yuri. And Yuri is not that good right now, so yeah.
That's absolutely true. I guess I just wanted to hear it from the pro player's mouth at this point. I'll be honest, I hate Yuri, and there are times when I'm up against him, I'm very, very frustrated. His bubble can be very strong in the right hands, but not everybody's Star Platinum, let's put it that way. He's easily one of the better Yuri players I've ever met, and I haven't really played against a lot of good Yuri players since. Genji comes up through the middle, does not end up getting tongued into a mine or anything quite yet, and will survive everything that's in there. So far, items-wise, no other really big pickups, about 3 minutes into this, and the game's pretty evenly divided. Where do we see this Voltar going now that he's got damage on his turret being picked up? Do you think he's going to continue going for healbot into left click, or do you think he's going to start going into drones at some point?
I don't know. I think some drone damage will be good because if you're betting on the system of tongue into mines, and if that combo fails, I don't think we have a plan B, if you know what I mean. So I think having some different plans, it's a good idea. So I think he should start building drones, and we could see a tongue into mine again. Yola almost going down, but he managed to run away.
So it would make sense for Leon to pick up tongue damage, is what you're telling me here.
No, I think, yeah, he just bought
the reason why I say that is just because, like, YOLO barely got away with his life there after being tongued into the mine. If there was any tongue damage, do you think that would have gotten the kill?
I don't think so. I don't think so, because I think AA damage is way better than
Oh, a really good charge is going to put Leon and Voltar into a bad spot. Triggerfinger will pick up the kill onto Yas. Now it's just E-double. Stuck in this situation. He's going to get picked off by Triggerfinger as well. A double kill for our Eagly Birdman here. That's really, really good, and actually a huge momentum swing here for the blue team. Something they've been looking for, poking for the last little while, but by no means is this a done deal. Jumbo, take your pick, is going to be able to kind of deal with the push the best way possible. The turret does not end up going down, and he'll end up surviving for now. We also have knockback drones being picked up by the Voltar, and I'm guessing that's pretty much purely for, it's going to have to wait. Tongue Stretcher into a terrible situation. Just the red team collapsing on top of an out-of-place Rocco is going to be an easy kill here for the red team, and something that's a little bit welcome for them.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Okay. That moment where Voltar just bought kick knockback and he goes to the battlefield, and thanks to that knockback, he managed to get a kill. So that was really good by Yas. The moment he bought the knockback drones, immediately it was a good use of it. But I think this is good for the blue team because if you see the kills, they already have 4 kills, and they're supposed to be a late game com. So I think this is going in blue's favor.
Absolutely, but that's going to slightly change the tone of the match as E-double picks up another kill there for the red team. It's now only 4-3, not quite as high as it used to be, and so far everybody on this red team is still just surviving. No one's dying yet. Mr. Pearl, on the other hand, can't really say the same as Tongue Stretcher. with a really good couple of slashes to follow up afterwards is going to be able to pick up a kill. Jumbo will just pick up the HP. Thank you for the little push to remind me how that works out, he says to YOLO, as YOLO just kind of goes, well, whoops. Red team has now managed to equalize the game here, 4-4, 6 minutes in. Some big upgrades being picked up by Jumbo. He's picked up tongue damage. We also see the Exploding Cocoon being picked up by Genji, and Baby Curry Mammoth being picked up by Amy here. How important is it to get Baby Curry Mammoth against these guys?
I think the only reason he got BKM was just because of the knockback, because if you get tongue into a mine, you're instantly dead, so BKM is not going to help on the silence. So I think it was a good idea, because you get at least you don't get as much as knockback, and with Lux you can't be knockback because it's a melee character. So I think it was a good idea.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense, especially because Amy really wants to brawl later on in this game.
Yeah.
So to get to that point, they're going to have to make sure that they don't get pushed around quite as hard. This Leon's in a bad spot, but is invisible, so despite the fact that Trigga and Amy are both looking for him, it looks like he's going to be able to just barely escape. Ooh, yeah, just barely escape. Lots of damage going out onto this Mancow, but Mancow does not care. Mancow has shield. Mancow is going to tough it out because Mancow can. And backstab being picked up by the Leon as well. We already have the beginnings of the brawl here on Amy. Flip arm add-on. Really, really strong. I'm not sure, though. I think I would have gone for nanobots over that.
Yeah, I think you should prioritize AA lifesteal, because I don't know, it just gives you so much sustain, and Amy needs to be on the front all the time, so he's the one who's gonna get more of the poke. So I don't know, I don't blame YOLO. I think he just wants to be more aggro, I guess, but they need to be careful about the tongue into mine. That's just the main thing, and we just saw that, like, tongue. Oh, it wasn't into
even
mine.
mine.
Yeah, but Mr. Pillow was so low that, yeah, Jumbo with game sense, he just tongue Pillow. And we might see a turret go down, because Deadlift Shield is just gonna... never mind, YOLO and Trigga defending the turret, but the turret is already 1 bar. But the turrets are pretty even, so... I still think blue team is still favor.
Blue team still has a really good chance, I'll agree, but favored, I mean, I don't know, like you said, they're a late game team, and just because they had a reasonable early game, that's being turned around at the moment, so that's something to keep in mind here. Amy going deep, trying to get this turret, and will get it, but at what cost? Ends up going down. Now it's a weird kind of semi-double chase as Trigga's going in on this Voltar, and then has to run away from the Leon. Leon will be able to pick up the kill, but they will not be able to pick up the kill on Voltar. So the brain on a jar managing to get away with his life, and a 2-for-0 pickoff here for the red team. 8 minutes, 30 seconds in, things are looking pretty good for them. They've got a level's worth of experience now, and a decent amount of money to show for it as well. They've got full upgrades on the shield percentage, so that thing is just super durable. Like that, you can probably tank anything with that shield right now.
Yeah, it's just insane, and we just see Pillow going down. That's unfortunate. And YOLO tried to 1 versus 3, but I think he's gonna die. Like, oh, he managed to kill Leon, but I think Frigg is gonna go down. Oh, never mind. Heal bot. See, I think this is why Volta was a better pick, because you can instantly heal. Like, and it's insane. Deadlift is already full HP, and with the Euro, I don't think you could have done that.
No, I agree. The heal over time on the bubble would not have been even nearly that good. The only reason I asked earlier about Yuri was just because those mines do a lot of damage, and you don't need to piggy bank into them at all. So that's the thing. But you know, with proper teamwork, this comp seems to be working here for the red team very well. In fact, they're now 4 kills ahead. But that could change. I mean, even with the attack speed upgrades that Leon has now picked up, which are terrifying. I mean, both ranks of backstab, both ranks of attack speed. Baby, if you wanted to do damage, you just got it. But at the same time, we do now have both ranks of nanobots being picked up here by the Amy. And we got arrow damage coming out. I thought arrow damage was a garbage ability.
I thought so too. Like, I don't see very often doing that. I don't know, maybe he's so confident he's on precision arrows that he's just, no, I'm just gonna snipe him every time since I'm so confident. It's not bad if you have a really good game sense where you're gonna shoot your arrows. Yeah, I think damage on arrow is pretty good. But otherwise, if you don't know what you're kind of doing with the arrows, I don't think that's a good item at all.
Magnetic Police Light could also help, but that does waste an arrow slot on something that could be more useful, like nicotine patches or the attack speed, you know, the comp mustache. So good. Such a powerful upgrade. speaking of powerful upgrades, you know, Cocoon with slow could be very, very potent for dealing with a good chunk of these characters right now, but so far, no dice. They need to be careful. That mine is sitting there waiting. Leon definitely wants to pull somebody into that situation, but the blue team will be wise to it and back off. Voltar has now picked up max damage, at least burst-wise, on his drones, which is potentially scary. Out comes another Cocoon. EEE getting pushed into the turret almost, but that shield keeps him alive so well. Like, he barely took any damage at all. Out comes the precision shot. It does a decent amount of AoE damage, and without the shield, that could be bad. Out comes a decent amount of damage from YOLO. He won't be able to get a kill. Jumbo looking for a kill, and the other two members of the blue team will get one. Will he get the second? It's not going to happen, it seems. The booty clap just barely managing to get the kill onto Jumbo, and Mr. Pillow barely escaping with his life. YOLO's going to back off, get some HP, and is now looking to defend this bottom turret, but like the siege is on, I suppose. There's a lot here to be said for the red team and their ability to just kind of bully their way into a match. Unless if they go a little bit too aggressive, the Cocoon's going to end up missing. The Danger Pins also end up missing. Mr. Pillow's going in with some left click, but it's going to end up just tickling the shield, which is just, it's so large. The shield is unbelievably massive right now. So they're not going to be able to do enough damage to really get any kills or anything, but they will tell the red team to screw off for a little bit. 12 minutes in, things still looking really good for the red team. I think it's their game to lose.
I don't know. I think it's really difficult since now I saw Rocco pick up Little Johnny, which is a good idea, especially against Voltar, because when a team has a Voltar, they intend to stick more together. So the stun is really good, but like you need burst to follow up on that stun. And Genji and Lux, they're not the burst characters that you need. They're just brawl characters, and I don't think Little Johnny is the answer to turn this game around. But oh my god, I was so close. That the shield of Deadly saving his friend Voltar, that is insane. That shield is insane. He saved more lives than, I don't know. Like it's insane, honestly.
It's being pointed out in the chat currently, and something that I should have noticed but completely slipped my mind. Voltar Healbot is protected by Deadlift's shield. That is incredible. That is a synergy I did not think of, which means that you're guaranteed to land the mines and the heals as long as you've got that shield up. That is so good. I'm legitimately scared and annoyed by this comp just watching it right now. Out comes a lot of good damage from the blue team. They are putting on a lot of pressure on this Deadlift, who has to back off. Now this Voltar in a weird spot, trying to find Mr. Pillow, won't be able to do so. Out comes the charge. E-double, taking a decent amount. He's at next to no HP, but that shield is going to keep him alive and healthy, no less. He will easily stay back, pick up some HP if need be, and then get back into the fight when he gets the chance. Out comes a neat arrow. It does not end up doing too much in this case. And a charge. Voltar in a bad spot, getting pummeled by this Amy, and Amy will be able to pick up the kill. Does not end up dying, and will actually pick up the Solar Boss to get all of his HP back. So, literally risk-free as far as he's concerned. Out comes some more damage onto this top turret. YOLO going in as much as he can with the AoE smack, and it's doing a decent amount. E-double goes down to a really well-placed charge, and now the blue team putting on a ton of pressure on this top turret. Lots of good work being done here. 2-0 pickoff for the blue team, and an entire reversal of experience here. They are now numerically ahead and have picked up level 11, which is, you know, obviously pretty important at this point. Not because it gives you any extra abilities, but, you know, extra HP, extra damage, all that's pretty good. Decent amount of damage now being applied to the core after a good Leon pickoff. Deadlift just coming back. Voltar's trying to do something to defend here, but Voltar is not the defender that this red team deserves or needs. Amy going in hard, trying his best to... Either way, look. Trying their best to go in there and do as much damage as they can with the AoE smack. Is doing a decent amount, but this Deadlift, after being cocooned here, might be in a weird spot, but is totally healthy. Never mind. Blue team probably should think of backing off at this point. The Mr. Caterpillar, Mr. Pillow shield is going to end up helping people get away, but the red team catches up, and now they're charging forward. They're looking for some kills. E-double gets off an incredible charge. The lunge from so far downtown, they needed to hire a new cartographer. Really well played there by the red team. Now they've got the 2-0 pickoff, and now they have turned the tables yet again. They almost have another level on top of the blue team like things used to be. There we go. Level 12, and it's 15 minutes, 30 seconds into this. This blue turret's not long for this world. E-double taking a ton of damage, Trigger might even be able to do a decent amount of work here if he doesn't get tongued, and he does not. Now Amy going in there with the AoE smack, but all that's going to do is dissuade the red team from going any further. At long last, the action subsides, and what's the end result? Red team knocking down the bottom turret, blue team knocking out the top turret, and every team now has an open core.
Yeah, this is. I'm actually very excited because everyone can win. Like I think we reach like mid to late game, so blue team has already those. Except spiritual cooking. Genji does have spiritual cooking, but they have the most important items that you can get in Lux and Genji. We could see a team fight. A blessing popping out, Cocoon popping out as well. I think blue team's gonna win this team fight. No heal bot, no shield. I think blue team got this. Oh, never mind. Volta is gonna escape and Jumbo with 1 bar. They're so low. They managed to kill Deadlift though. Oh, but Jumbo is waiting for an assassination tongue. It hung, but blessing popping out. I don't know. This might be the end, Slow Wolf. Jumbo 1 bar or 2. I think blue team's gonna go down here. Nice done. They managed to kill each other. Supporter versus supporter. Who's gonna win? Like this is so. Healbot, he missed Cocoon and Pill is gonna go down, and I think it's GG because look at their base. Oh, never mind. Yola is there. Super Droid was there with the droids, but Yola is gonna manage to clean it all. Wow, what an intense team fight.
Yeah, and not only that, but the stakes are high right now. If either team manages to get a big enough advantage, it's gonna cost the other team the game here. Good, well-placed explosion droids are gonna cause YOLO to be very low. And out comes some rockets. It's going to do a decent amount of damage to this droid wave, but that droid wave is still there! It's not going away! Triggerfinger is doing as best as he can with those piercing shots, but the shield says no! Rocket droid still alive, finally goes down, but not after getting like 3 or 4 rockets off. Out comes Little Johnny. Little Johnny does a decent amount of work. Missiles doing a ton of damage to Deadlift here. Deadlift is not going to be able to survive this. The smacks are out. The arrow almost ends up hitting. Yes, if that had hit, that would have been game over for sure. Mr. Pillow goes back to deal with the droid wave. And now the red team trying to shore up, trying to just consolidate whatever advantage they get. The mine does end up hitting the blue team, going deep. They're going to make sure that they can do what they can here, but Mr. Pillow is actually here to defend. He's stalling really hard thanks to that cocoon that actually cost the red team 2 or 3 seconds of time. Meanwhile, the blue team is just doing what they can, knocking out the left turret, and it actually ends up being the blue team taking the game with nothing but a bar and a half left on their very own core. Very close game. Wow, that was incredible stuff. Body Hunter, what could the red team have done there to like do things better? Like what cost them the game here?
I think what cost them the game was sometimes like you can never fight in a team fight when Blessing is up, because when Blessing is up you're not gonna deal any damage, and I don't know, I think they just did those crucial mistakes where you couldn't team fight in Blessing, but they did. And then, I think, I'm not saying knockback was one of the problems, but when you have knockback and when 2 of your teammates are brawl, or 2 types of knots that they need to stay on the opponent's face to do damage, and if you're like knocking back with the drones, that's not good. I don't think knockback was very good on the Votar. Like, knockback drones saves more enemy than actually kill them. So, I don't know, I think it was just some team fights where red team didn't play very good because they fought in Blessing, and but blue team played very well, like Mr. Pillow with those awesome blessings, and to be honest, blue team was a little unfortunate because most of the times the red team was always escaping 1 bar, and I know that's frustrating as hell because if the team is always escaping with 1 bar, that's difficult because they killed you and it's always 3 versus 2 and they don't die. So yeah.
Yeah, there were a lot of moments where you could just see both teams being very annoyed that the other team did not, like, die. It just became very much a battle between these 2 supports. But there were a couple of times though where it really felt like the red team really committed to a strategy where they tongue into a mine and then, I don't know, use Deadlift Shield to survive. But it really was a one-trick pony that worked out pretty okay in the early game, and then if one of those members was gone, the other 2 members would be like half as effective as they should be, whereas the blue team seemed a lot more flexible. The only thing that they really relied on was Genji landing a decent blessing, and their team fight was just a matter of skill, which meant that they were more flexible. And I don't know, flexibility tends to be a really important thing for a lot of these kinds of games when things are this close. This fight in particular, actually, that I'm watching right now was a really good example of that, where after one or two members had died from the red team, it felt like they were not nearly as effective. It just, just so happens that Voltar's really good at being able to handle a Genji by himself. Still, like, this was a really quick and brutal game. Do you think that there was one thing that the blue team could have done to maybe... I mean, obviously they won, but was there anything better that they could have done?
I don't think so. I think they played good. Like they waited for the late game. They tried not to get hung into the mine. So I think that they played pretty well. And about that flexibility, yeah, you're totally right. The blue team had the more DPS comp, and red team was depending too much. Like you could see deadlift build. Red team was depending so much on the tongue into mine. Even deadlift, instead of building his AA launch damage, he was building shield damage. And I don't think you should depend so much in one comp unless you're so coordinated.
That's true. So it feels like it was a bit of a cute play versus the smart play kind of moment. But that's it for that first game. We're going to be going to our second game, but before then, we're going to take a bit of a 5-minute break. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Awesomenauts Scrim Show. I'm sorry, I'm kind of sick, so forgive me. And yeah, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the first game. I enjoyed the first game. It was really good with the different knots that we don't usually see. So yeah, welcome back. So we have so if you wanna give us the trivia.
Okay, well, yeah, we're good. Okay, so like we said before, quick extra bits of detail. We mentioned earlier that there is the Awesomenauts Scrim portal, and that it is a good place to get started with the competitive community. That is no joke. These scrims have been built through the Awesomenauts Scrim portal on the the Discord server, so it is worth taking a look in this chat. It's a friendly group of individuals. But at the very least, it is a very intelligent, very determined group of individuals that hang out in there, that know their stuff. And if you want to understand what's going on and that kind of thing, absolutely check out the Scrim portal, join that Discord, maybe even get a couple of scrims in yourself, and it'll be a learning experience for everybody. Now, with that said, it is time to do a little bit of trivia, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, correct. Is definitely the time for the trivia.
All right, well, in that case then, Body Hunter, I have a question for everybody. Is everyone listening carefully? Here goes. Question. Historically, there's only been one upgrade in the game that has had its flavor text changed to keep the game and lore consistent. What upgrade was this, and what was its text changed to? This was a tricky one, actually. I did not get this one until, you gave me the answer earlier, Body Hunter. This one was tough.
Yeah, it was really tough. I thought really hard for 3 seconds, then I gave up, because yeah, it was a very tricky one, because
And there we go. We already have a winner. That was fast. Badass Ketchup with the winning answer. Clover of Honor is the upgrade. It used to be 200 solar, and the flavor text reflected that, and it was awarded to heroes in the first AI war, or, whoever had 200 solar. Upon Clover of Honor's price buff down to 180 solar, the flavor text was changed to reflect that. It also now says 180 solar. So, well done, Badass Ketchup. You've got a better brain for little tiny details anyway, compared to Body Hunter and myself. You've earned yourself a prize. Now, with that said, yeah, with that said, it is actually time to get into the second draft. Are you ready for Scrim number 2?
yeah, I am. Let's go.
All right. Draft time. Could you go through the draft between these two teams?
Yeah, I'll definitely do. So, as we can see, Red Team went for a very typical Swiggins ban, and then to counter ban it. First ban of Blue Team, we can see a Leon ban. Then the second ban for Red Team, a Scoop ban. Then a second ban of Blue Team, Sentry. First pick Red Team, a Frog. Then double pick for Blue Team, we can see No and Lux. Second pick for Red Team, a Scoldier. Then last ban for Red Team, a Xania, or as like Pillow like to say Kaznia.
Or like that one time Weasel and I joked, Cassandra.
Yeah, Cassandra.
Yeah, it was a good time. Anyway.
It was last ban for Blue Team, Penny. First pick and the last pick for Red Team, Coco, and last pick for Blue Team, X.
Very interesting draft.
Yeah.
I think honestly the Blue Team seems to have gone for the nouveau riche kind of thing, where they've got the new meta characters. I mean, he's been around the block once or twice now in the tournament scene, but he's still, relatively speaking, a good tourney character to pick up and high up in the tier lists. Yellow played a very good Amy last game, and I think, honestly, that the Lux 5000 is a robot to be reckoned with these days. Very powerful character. Ix with the new buffs, obviously very potent. Lots going on with that character now that he has piercing on his left click, which allows him to push a little bit better, allows him to brawl a little bit better in team fights. I think there's a lot going on here in terms of flexibility, adaptability, defense, and offense all at the same time. Whereas, really, let's be honest, we've seen Froggy scold your Coco since APL 2. That's been a comp that's existed since Scoldier has existed, and it's always worked out pretty well for them. Body Hunter, what do you think are red team's options here against this kind of, new blood team?
I think Etzer is gonna be, Scully is gonna be in front all the time. So I think they just need to follow up on his throws, and it's a insta dead. So except on Lux survives everything in late game. So I don't know. I'm actually very interesting because I think red team has everything clear combo like a burst, and blue team has a more DPS comp. Like you can swap into a charge Lux. I don't know. This could be very very interesting.
All right, well, just to remind you guys, you can bet on which team you think is going to win. Either bet on red or bet on blue, but either way, good things could be coming to you if you decide to bet on the right team. Who do you think is going to be the winner here?
I actually have no idea, but if I have to bet, I don't know. I'm sorry, Edster, but I think I'm gonna bet on the blue team. Because I don't know, Ubi is a pretty strong no, DevW is a pretty strong X, in my opinion the best X in game, and Spade is a really good Lux. So a blue team is on their mains, and the red team is not kind of their mains, so in my opinion of course. So yeah, this should be very interesting, I'm excited to see.
Alright, well I'm going to go ahead and back the red team on this one, just because, what is old doesn't ever quite die. They have a very consistent kind of lineup, it tends to always work, but I do agree with you. Blue team is scary powerful. They've got lots of potent abilities, and I think their potential is very, very high. With that said, I am ready to start this business. If you are, then we can begin on the 12-second mark. On your mark, that is.
All right. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
And we are on Aguillon. The map with the invisibility orb that everybody likes to go ahead and curse that it exists. On the red team, Edster going to be playing your Scoldy, Rotto going to be playing your Froggy, and then Balls in Your Face going to be playing your Coco. Right on. On the blue team, you got Ass Lord Supreme playing your Amy, you've got Ubi playing your Nah, and Dave W playing your Ix. We've got to come up with better names than these.
I like the names, to be honest.
Out comes a reasonable earthquake and some lightning balls. It's like, harassment kind of going back and forth. Beginning items, obviously base abilities, now that you get them on base at all times. But nothing else picked up yet, except for piggy banking to Crystal Crunch rank 1? I'm confused. When was this played?
I believe this was played, Pillow was saying on the chat, I believe this was played 3rd of February, so this was before the 3.4 patch, so they still need to buy both abilities, so yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is before Ix got his buffs. Wow, that's a much riskier pickup than I would have initially given it credit for then.
Yeah, exactly.
That's actually frightening. So we have to kind of bring it back a little bit. Edster getting off a good throw, but then getting charged across the map because that's just what the Amy does. And he will die to damage over time. Ubi picking up the first blood of the game there. Wow, that really does change things quite a lot. Ix is not as strong as he is in terms of like his team support or his ability to kind of brawl as hard in a team fight capacity. But his one-on-one capability is through the roof right now because Crystal Crunch works just as well on one person as it does against multiple people. So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. And we can see. But it's not gonna. Oh wait, no, it's not. I thought I was excited for nothing. But yeah, we can see. Okay. Piggy banking to life steal. That's really good. I mean, it was in 3.4 because it gives X a little sustain on the map, so that was a good idea. But yeah, we can see a little bit pushing of blue team. Blue team actually arrests that turret really well. It's like 70% of HP. So now picked up the invis. Just gonna wait for your teammates to full HP and then regroup. We might see an engagement here if the red team takes a jump head. But no, they're gonna be smart and take the long rotation. That's really smart of them.
Yeah, it's a lot safer. Amy's gonna go ahead and try to charge Rotto back into the turret, but will miss. So that's gonna be the end of that one. One thing that I just realized with this particular lineup, ooh, the swap comes out. Rotto's in a weird spot. Amy, try and put out as much damage as possible with the charge. It's not gonna be quite enough. Balls in your face will be able to pick up the kill, but at what cost? Oh, double kill for Ubi as he puts on enough dot damage to get 2 members of the red team down to dead. Blue team looking pretty good there with that 2-to-1 exchange. You know, I'll buy $1. You know, I'll buy $2 for $1. That seems like a pretty good change every day of the week, actually. So this is honestly a really good time for Blue as they start to do a decent amount of damage to this top turret, and down it goes. I don't even remember what I was gonna say. Oh right, Skoldir. He hasn't been nerfed yet either, so he can actually get off 2 complete volleys of his combo now with Oily Spray on 10.
Yeah, that is correct. To be honest, in the 3.5, I don't notice that much of a difference, but I guess Skoldir mains, like for example, I don't know, Nikki might have some issues with that, but I don't believe it. But yeah, we can see a throw, but nothing's gonna happen. Yeah, blue team has a 1 turret advantage, so there's a super droid there, but I believe super droid is just gonna die without even touching the turrets. Blue team very low now, but the red team is very low as well, so we can see some interesting upgrades. Like I never saw in competitive this item, the Mammoth Air Scarf on Nyx. What do you think about that?
I love the item personally. It's a really good gank pickup, I find. If you manage to put it on a teammate, you're both moving super fast. If you put it on an enemy, then that enemy moves ridiculously slower, and that's for the entire duration of the bond, so it's a very long-lasting slow as well. Whether or not it can save Dave W here is a completely other matter, as he goes very low, but he will end up surviving here. Frog unable to quite fly as high as the Crystal Avenger here. Lots of damage coming out. Out comes Danger Prince. It's going to end up missing, so Frog will be fine. He'll just kind of walk away, you know, as the Frog do. But yeah, Mammoth Scarf, really good item, honestly. Out comes Dash, punch, Dave W gets off a bond and will be able to just walk it off, but, you know, teams are just really bouncing off of one another right now. What do you think is going to break this game open? I mean, right now, they're kind of just poking at each other, and occasionally Blue gets in a good team fight. Where's the seam, as far as this game's concerned?
Well, since a lot of poke is happening, like, yeah, we can see right now, so I was talking about right now, the players must be thinking, wow, there's a lot of poke going on, so why not double regen? That's exactly what happened. Oh, we might see engagement here, swap with dash, but Lux is pretty low, but just gonna charge away. DevW trying to kill Etzer, but it's not gonna work. So this is why, oh my god, but DevW might be a little greedy, and nice throw by Etzer. DevW was a little bit greedy there, like, it was a little bit greedy, trying to get the kill. He didn't get the kill, unfortunately. But yeah, we can see players buy double regen for that sustain, because a lot of poke is happening, so yeah, that was a good idea for them picking the regen.
Particularly on Skoldir, like, he desperately needs it against this team. Also, nah. Like, 180 solar to counter most of the damage out of a character seems pretty good. A really well-placed charge is going to be able to pick up a kill here for Ubi, despite the fact that, you know, Amy did all the work. Amy will be able to pick up a different kill instead to make up for it. Now Ix and Amy looking for a kill onto Edster here. Just one good bond would be enough. And there's the bond. Not that it was necessary. That's going to be a team wipe here for the blue team. 6 minutes, 40 seconds into this game, and they're looking very strong at the moment. I was just, you know, singing praises here. Look at all this regen. You know, I was right there with you, but, you know, it's not enough. This Mammoth Hair Scarf just does so much for Dave W right now.
Yeah, like I said,
Ron turret's about to go down. There it goes.
Yeah, yeah, like, oh, we can see Lux might go down, and he is. The blue team wasn't together, and red team took that opportunity. Very good. Yeah, we can see Frog picking up ice cubes. I think that's a really good idea, especially against Nod that is so fast, especially with the rabbit teeth, and with the eggs that has like 10 jumps. Ice cubes is really good because they sum them down, and slow is really good against tanks as well. So I think ice cubes was a really good choice here. Yeah, I think what red team needs to do is just, I don't know. I think it's just easier said than done. But like, if they manage to throw into dash and ball, a nice swap, I think Coco is gonna go down. Yeah, that was a sick swap right there. Really well done. A counter initiated by Frog using the dash, but it's just gonna teleport like a. I don't know. I'm not funny like you, so I don't know how to make jokes.
If you're calling me funny, you need to seriously educate yourself on proper comedy. But, you know, he does manage to get out of there, no problem. It seemed pretty crystal clear that was an excellent pickoff by Ix there. I'm just going to go ahead and borrow chat's joke. See, that's how you become a comedian. You just steal everybody's jokes. Oily Spray on Bronze being picked up here by Edster, and he's going to maybe try to find an opportunity to use it. Out comes Stun Punch, but he just decides not to go in on this Amy, not by herself, and it seems like a good plan, honestly. Throw comes out, but Coco Ball says, no, I'm going to knock this thing 50 feet, like, to the right. You do not get to have your opportunity to throw them. Good day, sir. Honestly, what's perplexing me right now is Tree Hugger. Out of all things, Dave W gets punched, thrown, very low. Out comes the Bond, but it gets stun punched off. So Dave W just gets picked off for nothing. Amy now trying to run away as fast as possible. It manages to avoid. I was gonna say avoid the lightning ball, but I thought he was super dead. Is super dead thanks to damage over time on Edster, but will end up getting a kill at the end of it thanks to Ubi's poison damage. Speaking of Ubi, he picks up another kill into balls. And that's going to be a really easy kind of, pick off here for the blue team. Like, despite the fact that they started off on the wrong foot in that fight with Dave W going down, they managed to equalize things 2-2 in that engagement. How do you feel about Tree Hugger? I mean, making enemies, weaker while they're bonded seems really, really strong, but, I mean, why not go for range or something like that?
I don't know. If I play X, I'll get that Tree Hugger because I think he works like an amp. So if the Coco is bonded, if they jump on Coco, especially I don't know if it stacks with the Gnaw amp, but if he does, like it's so much amp damage, and they can easily kill Coco because AA Lux is so strong and AA with the Withing Slam is so strong. So I think that's a good upgrade. I don't think range on AA is that good. I mean, it is for poke, but I don't know. I think you're sacrificing other really good items like more AA damage and possibly DOT.
I was actually thinking about range on because this is before the overexposed nature photo became a duration increase.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how bad that upgrade was, huh?
Exactly.
Out comes an Earthquake Edster going very low, but not before he knocks Ubi down to lethal levels. Earthquake going to be able to pick up that last hit. Now it's just Dave W against the rest of the red team, but the rest of the red team is so low they can't really go in hard on Dave W without taking a swap to the face. Coco taking a lot of bad damage. Dave W going to take some of the same, and we'll get out of there thanks to a well-placed invis. Or will he? Decides to go in a little bit hard onto Edster, but, not hard enough that Edster decides to pick him off, and that'll be totally fine for Dave W. He'll actually get out of there just fine. 11 minutes into this game, blue team looking pretty good. The 3 kills ahead. It's 11 minutes, it's 9-8 in terms of levels, but only just barely, about a third of a level's worth of experience and difference. Na's gone for a pretty meta build, Rabbit Teeth into overcharged metabolism, so he's got that damage amp, like you said before, in the placement damage. Ooh, that Amy push, almost managing to get a kill into Edster. Will Edster be able to get away from the angry crystal thing? I mean, yeah, but only just barely, to be honest with you. Out comes a swap, then some poison damage. Ubi looking for as much damage as he can possibly find it. Amy putting himself in a weird position. Themselves. Look, point is, Amy put themselves in a weird position, didn't die. Ubi almost did, though. This engagement's taking a little while to just kind of like stop going. Edster taking a swap, then some more poison damage. He sits on some more poison, but gets healed again because reasons. Amy gets off a decent amount of AoE, combo, like melee combo attacks, but that's gonna be the end of that particular one there. Engagement again, kind of just bouncing off of one another. Quarter levels experience now in between the two teams, but 12 minutes in, no change from the last time we ended up talking here. We do have Snarequake being picked up by Skoldir, which is a pretty strong pickup. That should be very scary as it, hinders the mobility of several members of the blue team that desperately need mobility to survive.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I saw. This is the first time I see Lux picking up boots. Okay, I guess that's good because more mobility, especially against a frog and a Coco. But never mind that. Well, Lux is getting a ball and dash to the face, but he's gonna run away. So yeah, I don't know. I think with throw, nice reflect by Dev W, but nice bond. He might swap to a kill here. He does, but Esther is not. It's probably gonna go down. He's not. Nice team fight. DevW is almost. It's refractor again. Roda might go down here. See, this is why I think DevW is the best X. Because like you think he's gonna die. He's 1 bar, but wait. Oh no, he's survived. Like it is amazing. But
yeah, X has a lot of turnaround potential, especially when this was played because of his Crystal Crunch being really effective even against one person.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious to see what he ends up going for next, though. Like, he's got Crystal Crunch, sure. He's starting to go for left-click damage and time travel diamond. Do you think that we'll start seeing refract upgrades being picked up anytime soon?
I guess. I think let's sustain here will be better because because you have 2 brawl DPS comps and able to have more sustain and more time in the battlefield. It's really good. So yeah, but never mind. He's a specialist in Nyx and I'm not, so he's going for the refract items, self-sustain. I guess he's just each one has a playstyle, so I don't mind at all. But DevDev might actually go, no, he's not gonna go down, he's actually gonna buy time. He takes the HP. This is amazing. Like, the dude doesn't die, it's like immortal. And he might take answer outs. Oh no, he's just gonna run away. Meanwhile, Frog is on the wrong side of the map. He just used dash. He might go down here. But he's just gonna run away safely as well with the dash, exactly. So yeah, that was really scary for both teams. Like, what a turn right. X was 1 bar, and then Frog was 1 bar, but they all managed to run away. Isn't this beautiful gameplay of Awesomenauts?
That's the thing I love about characters like Frog and like X. They have so many invincibility frames that allows them to do all these really cool plays where they dodge all that stuff. Out comes a bond, it ends up stacking onto Edster. They'll swap into the rest of his team, but that also puts Edster a little bit closer to safety. Is it enough safety? Who knows? Dave W will be able to pick up a kill onto Rado in the meantime, and now Amy's looking for HP in all the wrong places. Should survive thanks to regen alone, but still really close. That's going to be a 1-for-0 pickoff here for the blue team as they start to march their way in and around the red team's cores. Lots of good work being done here. Missiles coming out, doing a decent amount of damage and kind of bruising away these buildings. It's like every little kill that the blue team gets, they get some chip. The red team, on the other hand, still working on getting that first row of turrets down. This is pretty rough. 15 minutes in with no turrets is usually a surefire sign of something gone horribly, horribly wrong. You know what? I gotta wonder how they're gonna turn this one around.
Yeah, actually I have no idea, to be honest, because DevW is doing a wonderful job. Like, he's playing, I'm not saying he's playing the role of a tank, but whenever he's on the front lines, like, he survives every time because of his skills and refractor and of his sustain. It's really good. Yeah, red team is in a pretty bad shape now. Both towers are pretty hurt. I don't know, like, I don't think I saw ever in this game a throw into dash and Coco Ball. Like, never, and that's an insta-game for both No. Well, not X, because X can refract. But if they can time it right, it's an insta-game. But I don't know. Like I said before the game, I think blue team is on these main characters. They feel comfortable. And I don't think like red team is on their comfortable picks. I mean, that's and it's called Ire, but I don't see Sam Coco like never in competitive. So, yeah.
Yeah, I can see how that might be a problem. Out comes some reasonable missiles, to say the least, doing almost 800 damage to at least a couple of people. Edster and Coco are going to have to back off here as they're very low. Blue team going to go ahead and abuse this time to go in and do some reasonable turret damage. Rado's going to come in with a dash, but past that, not much else. Rocket's going to come out and chip down another bar's worth of HP off the bomb turret, and blue team continues to press their advantage. Snarequake gonna go out, miss. The throw won't miss though. Amy in a weird spot gets dashed, but then we'll just charge on out, no problem. Putting a decent amount of damage on the Esther, but does end up getting low enough that Rado will be able to pick up the kill. Now not in a weird spot as he gets punched, not once but twice. He's very low. Coco goes in, gets the kill onto Ubi. Ubi is now dead, but Dave W is not done yet. He puts on the bond to the Coco, but does not end up quite getting the kill, and will instead just opt to back off here. An unfortunate lack of death for the blue team as far as the blue team are concerned, but the fact that at least Dave W is alive is a happy note. If he continues to stay alive, that is, as he gets punched and balled to death. That's going to be actually a team wipe here for the red team. They're going to start doing some actual work, getting some turret damage done for the first time all game. Is this comeback real?
Probably, if the red team keeps doing what they did in the last team fight. Yeah, and they surely can. And I think Lux might go down here. Yeah, I don't know, if they can snowball, yeah, they can win this, but if the blue team say, okay, let's relax, we have all the turrets, let's just regroup and play how we play, I think blue team still got this. But if they start getting nervous and making bad mistakes because they think the game is already over, they're gonna be in trouble.
Absolutely. Dave W gets thrown, punched once, And that's all for the punches, honestly. Ubi and Coco upstairs having a bit of a brawl. HP coming the way of Ubi. Now Ubi looking for an opportunity here. Gets it on the Coco, puts out the spit, but the Coco ball comes out. 743 damage. That's not something to sneeze at, let's be honest. Ubi in a bit of a weird spot HP-wise. Will get healed up by the Ix. Now Amy looking for an opportunity. Won't quite find it, and the teams will bounce off of one another while the red team goes back to shop a little bit and spend some reasonable dough. We've got Silver Coating and Lifesteal here now on Coco, and Edster putting out some punches. Amy will be unable to, push away people, but you know what? Enough damage done to Edster to kill him, and the Coco both go down. Dave W and Ubi now looking for an opportunity here on this core, which is wide open. Only Frog left to defend, but if anybody can defend this, it might not actually be Frog now that I think about it. That's a decent amount of damage with NATO, but he can't go in for fear of him taking too much damage from poison and everything else. There's only so much a Frog can do at this point. So Core is going to continue to take damage. It's down to about 2/3. Rado looking for an opportunity. Won't find it since the amplified Salt Miner damage is going to actually do enough for Dave W to, actually force out the Frog for a little bit. Now the reinforcements are in. Dave W and Ubi, you probably should have backed off. Or should you? You get the kill for Rado, but at what cost? Ubi. So that's a 1-for-1 exchange here for the blue team, but that's fine. They also managed to get almost more than half of the core's HP. No problem.
Yeah, this is looking really, really good for the blue team. X doing that work, it's amazing what DevW can do. And this is before the buff X. Now imagine what it can do in 3.5. So if you play against DevW, and if you don't have any silence to do with X, you better ban X, because yeah, this is another of the things why X is working in this case, because red team doesn't have silence, so it can just refract every time. The only thing they can do is just the stun of Frog Dash, but yeah, besides, DevW might go down here, and he's gonna go down. Coco managed to run away. Nice throw by Skoldir. I mean, oh my god, Uberenzi is affecting me. God damn it. And, yeah, nice pick-off for the red team. They might be able to take top turret, but I was saying, I think the only... Oh, nice throw by Etzer, never mind. I can't analyze, because every time I do, a player dies, so, yeah.
Every time a body hunter analyzes, somebody dies.
Yeah,
it hasn't quite gone at the same ring as that old Christmas movie, but whatever. Point is, they managed to take out the top turret. Well done by the red team to get their first turret, but can this comeback be made real? Is the game finally afoot? Dave W coming in with the bond, but not much else. Out comes the dash. It's gonna be enough. Dave W in a weird spot. He doesn't end up getting the refract. The amp, so much damage. Coco ends up going down. Now Ubi is very angry and is gonna do nothing to Rado as Rado actually dashes through him. On a one-horse open sleigh. Never mind. Honestly, this is looking really good for Red, or it was, but that one kill onto Coco spells not completely uncertain doom here for the red team if they're not careful. Amy going in with danger pins is going to end up landing a lot of damage with that brawling potential of his. Edster goes down. Dave W going to be able to pick up the last hit, and now it's just Frog defending against this core. Yeah, this core probably toast. Yeah, there it goes. Blue team are going to be able to pick up the win here. It was their game to lose, but that looked like it was going way too close to red team's side of the field to be completely, kosher. That was really close. What do you think the red team needed in order to really clinch that game?
I don't know. I think they needed to wait a little bit for the Skoldir upgrades and probably be more synergetic, because I don't know. I think a throw into a gnaw, but into a dash and ball, it will be a kill. I saw some throws on X, but the X just refract. I don't know. I don't think red team played bad at all. It was just, I think blue team outdraft them and played better than them, because that X did a lot of work, and especially with the gnaw does so much damage with the Witch Slam and the Amp, and Lux was just there to tank. I think blue team had the better draft in my opinion. I think red team played better. I think red team played well, but blue team just outdrafted them in my opinion.
There was also a lot of really, like you mentioned, crazy play out of this Ix. This was before the changes that practically changed how he felt within a team. There were so many moments where Dave W was about ready to die and he just wouldn't go down. How much do you think that affected the match overall?
I think that affected the match. Like, to be honest, and not the match. I think that was like one of the main reasons that they won, because AX was always one bar, and it was always managed to run away because of his jumps and his sustained lifesteal. And yeah, that's why I think DW like is one of the best AX, or even the best, because you think, oh, he's just gonna die. He's one bar. Oh, but wait, he has a sustaining lifesteal. Like, if you're chasing an X, he's just gonna AA you, and you're just gonna be like, wow, I'm half, and he's like half as well. Wow, this is crazy. Now, especially in this 3.5, now imagine X, like you can bond and reflect at the same time, and this AA is just insane.
Absolutely. How do you feel the what was it getting at here? Right. Skoldir in this case felt like he was pretty hard countered in a lot of circumstances. Every time he got a throw, it was either refracted, or somebody got swapped, or Amy was on the wrong side, and so as a result, Amy just charged him off the map. Do you think that there was maybe a better pick than Skoldir in this case?
Yeah, I think something with silence. I don't know. I think something with silence. Something. I think what causes Red Team to lose, it's because they didn't have any silence, any characters that had silence. Because silence against 6 is really good, because it can't either refract or swap, refract or bond. So every time you got a throw or something, or if you dash or Coco Ball, you would just refract, and the other team just use one skill or even two, because they gank on Nyx, and you just refract. So I think Red Team need to have a silence character, and they didn't have. That's why Blue Team picked X, Lex pick, because X is very good against character that doesn't silence him. So yeah, I don't know what they should have picked instead of a Skoldir pick. Probably a silence character like Xenia, but Frog
She was
Xenia.
banned, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, but yeah, exactly. But I think that they should. I think they could have picked Xenia instead of Skoldir, and then ban Xenia, because Xenia was the last ban of the Red Team. But I don't know.
True.
Frog Xenia against Gno and Lux. I'm not too sure about that. I don't know.
Well,
yeah.
Either way, game's over, and that will go the way of Blue Team. And that's going to end our Scrim Show for today. So, out of curiosity, Bounty Hunter, where can people find you?
Oh, you can find me twitch.tv/body_hunter_pt, and yeah, I think that's all. You can find me. I mean, you can add me on Steam if you want. It's the same. It's the same body_hunter_pt. So yeah, feel free to add me. And what about you, Slowwolf?
You guys can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/slowwolf. Same thing for Twitter. Somehow I managed to get that handle before anybody else on Twitter did, so that's going to be at slowwolf. YouTube is what I'm obviously more well known for, and you know, that's youtube.com/user/slowwolfgaming, and you can always add me on Steam and all that kind of stuff. But that's going to actually end it for today's stream, so thank you everybody so much for watching. We hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. If you did, be sure to let Mr. Pillow know, because he's in charge of this crazy business, and big thank you and big ups to him. Another big thank you and a big up to you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.
Bye.